Welcome to Sapa, a small town high in the mountains of northern Vietnam that highlights the diverse landscape in this amazing country. With the highest mountain peak in all of Southeast Asia visible by tram, Sapa is known as the city in the fog. In this video, we start the day with traditional banh mi on glorious French bread before exploring the town and getting a major caffeine jolt at a local coffee shop. Watching the world go by and wandering the town is the best way to take in the vibe of this fantastic place. We share our experience and insight into staying here and take you outside of the tourist area where you can save some money. We will also show you our great accommodation with a shockingly low price. Xin chào, hello. Today we're coming to you from the amazing city of Sapa in the very north of Vietnam. We're about 30 minutes from the Chinese border. We've been here about a week. Sarah, so far, what do you think of the city?
I like it. It's very, very pretty. It's on a hill. There's lots of terrace gardens down below. Yeah. Lots of stuff to see.
That's right. So today we're going to take you for a walk around Sapa, show you some of the stuff, tell you a little bit about our time here and a little bit about what we see. Join us today. It's going to be interesting. All right. So the first order of the day here is to get something to eat. We're going to get some banh mi. So here we are. We're going to come to a little banh mi place.
One pate, okay. One roasted meat. Yeah, both hot.
All right, so we've ordered a couple of banh mi here. We got a pate one and a roasted bread one. So we're gonna wait a few minutes here while she makes these up. So all around town here, you're gonna find these banh mi places. Usually you wanna go in the morning. Go in the morning time. Banh mi is usually not something that they're selling a lot of in the afternoon. So we're here kind of earlier in the morning. So banh mi is one of the great things for breakfast in the morning. Sarah, what do you think?
Very tasty.
That's right, banh mi, very tasty, very affordable, great bread. Here she is making it up. Bread's going in to get warmed up. She's got Sarah's meat on the cooktop here. She's gonna grate up some fresh cucumber. You can get all kind of banh mi here.
Yeah, chili. Yes.
All right, so that's Sarah's done. Now she's going to do mine. Mine's a pate one. Okay. Kamoon. Okay. Kamoon, thank you. Okay, so a couple of banh mi's. Good to go. We're gonna eat these on the street as we're checking the place out. Sarah, what was the price of those banh mi's?
The pate was 25,000. The grilled meat was 30,000.
Yeah, so they're a couple of bucks each. Canadian, $1.50 American, something like that. Anyway, we're gonna have a bite of these and enjoy them and show you some sights. Right, so we found a bit of a quiet place to sit and have our sandwiches here. Sarah's got a roast meat one. What do you think of that? Tell us about it.
It's good. The roast meat has a bit of sauce on it. It's also got cilantro, chili sauce, cucumber. Bread is so good. French baguette, crispy on the outside, soft on the inside. Just delicious.
That's right, the French bread here is just amazing. These banh mi, just perfect. If you come here, you're gonna get a lot of that in Vietnam. Horn honking, non-stop. You got the bread here, really crusty on the outside, chewy on the inside. I've got the pate one. They put some meat pate in there, some hot sauce. Should be good. It's excellent.
Nothing better than a banh mi to start the day. Not too heavy, just a light start to the day. Affordable, available everywhere here. Prices here are a little bit more than other places. This is pretty much a tourist town, so prices are elevated. If you walk out of the tourist area, they do come down. We're gonna take you around the tourist area, show you the buildings, show you some sights, finish off our banh mi here. Yes, you're seeing that right. There's actually a Starbucks here in Sapa, Vietnam. We have not gone there and we wouldn't. That's the station. You get a little tram, takes you to a cable car that goes up to the mountain. The mountain here is the highest one in all of Southeast Asia. And this banh mi's hitting the spot.
No.
Hell of a mess here at the end. So as you can see, there's lots of tourists here. People from other areas of Vietnam, locals, you know, from the country coming here. Also lots of people from China. Everyone gathers, takes selfies. Lots of TikTok and Instagram photos here. So the setting in Sapa is absolutely amazing. We're high up in the mountains. The actual city's at 1,600 meters. And it's called the City in the Fog. And depending on the time of year and the weather, you can get an awful lot of fog here. You can't even see 100 meters. It can be quite cold. We've had mixed weather. Today's gorgeous. That's why we're out filming. Chinese New Year would have been a big thing here. As I said, only 30 kilometers to the Chinese border. And you know it's the city in the fog when they have a giant globe near the city center that says just that. Sapa, City in the Fog. And they aren't kidding. Number one thing here is tourism. Number two is selling winter clothes for everyone that shows up that doesn't have stuff for the weather. It was pretty cold when we first got here, huh?
It was. Our guest house is above a clothing store and they were doing a brisk business in what we think are fake North Face jackets.
That's right, you can get your fake North Face swag here. We'll show you our place later. The end of the video towards there. Show you our house maybe. You know, we've explored around the city for a little over a week. Every time you go and do something new, you find new stuff. Here's a street that's basically selling textiles. The whole way lined up the street is people selling stuff. Okay, so there seems to be an unwritten rule in Vietnam. Scooters stop for nothing. You gotta be so careful crossing the street. In the middle of the city here, there's a neat little green space. So all throughout the city, lots of ladies trying to sell you stuff. It can get a bit irritating actually. I'm sure we'll encounter some of that today. So it is really hot here today, probably 21 degrees. And when we got here it was like 10 degrees. So it's nice to be out in some heat for a change. In fact, I'm really hot. Always gonna find ladies at the side of the road selling stuff. Could be greens, could be clothing. You never know. It's a really live, bustling place. Tons of guest houses, tons of hotels, many absolutely amazing restaurants. We've had just some great food here. We haven't had one bad meal, and it's all been reasonable. I wouldn't say it's been anything as low price as what we were paying in Dien Bien Phu, but it's been pretty good. You know, it's still very low price. We got a guy here, he's got some chestnuts, some fruit. And everybody's always got their scooter loaded up. You'd be amazed at what you can get on a scooter in Vietnam. 5 people, 6 people, half your house. Here's a guy loading up a scooter now. Sky's the limit. So this here is kind of the main intersection in town. And it's really neat because you have all these multi-story buildings, multi-story restaurants, hotels and that. And at night it's lit up. It's just absolutely gorgeous. Traffic is hectic. They like their horns here in Vietnam. They honk all the time. Sometimes they're honking for no reason.
2 more days, Tuesday. Yeah. Pardon? No trekking.
All right, so Sarah's been roped into the shopping, trekking, go to my village. You're gonna get that here many times a day. It does add to the character of the place. It's actually pretty funny. Some of them get to know you after a while, and it's like, why no shopping? And we explain to them, like, we're not on vacation, we got nowhere to put anything. You know, the sheer number of restaurants is insane. You know, across the road here, you've got a Banh Mi place as well. And then you come a little farther up, it's just everywhere. Here's a pho shop. Bun cha, get all your soups, fried rice, everything. Right next door, another restaurant. Same kind of thing. Yeah, here's another pho shop right next door. So you get the point. You don't have to go very far to get something to eat or buy some food. Here's your chestnut roaster. Got the old chestnuts going.
That is the cutest thing I've ever seen.
Got your little kitten in a hair salon. Here's another great example of some of the buildings that are here. You know, check this one out. This is a multi-story restaurant. You go up there at night, have a meal, have a beer, something like that, and just kind of watch the city. It's really awesome. You get ladies just dividing up their greenery. Look, there's a whole scooter here full of greenery. This is loaded right up. This is a scooter from a farmer?
Yes. Viber. Yes, we are from Hanoi and we eat vegetable from here. It's very delicious, very fresh.
What is this one here?
I don't know name, but it's the only plant here.
Oh, okay. And what do you cook that with?
We boil.
Boil?
Oil in high temperature.
Okay.
So now tourism from Hanoi to when go home we collect some, we buy some.
Okay, and then bring here.
Bring.
Wow, that's awesome. All right, thank you. Wow, that's awesome. Did you see that bankroll that kid had? That was a massive stack of cash. How do you know you're in a place that's got a lot of tourists, Sarah?
When you see a group of them following someone with a flag.
That's right. You get the tours with the flag. That'll be us when we're 80. We're not going to that level yet. We're still exploring, not following, charging ahead. So if you're new to our channel, I'm Jay. That's Sarah. And we've been traveling the world full time now. We just finished a year on the road. This is our 11th country in a year. What do you think of our anniversary? It's pretty awesome, huh?
Pretty cool.
That's right, 365 days of slow travel. Awesome. If you are enjoying our content, we'd ask that you maybe hit that like button, maybe leave a comment down below, hit the subscribe button if you're new and maybe want to see more content that's the same. So, as I was saying earlier, stuff in the tourist area is a little more expensive. This area we're in now is not really part of the tourist area. There are some guest houses and stuff here, but here's an example. So the same sandwich that I had that was 20 or 25 here at Bon Pate, it's only 10,000. So if we'd have walked 4 or 5 more blocks before having our sandwich, we would have had half price. But it's very reasonable. 10,000 for that sandwich is like 60 cents. And that's pretty much standard for rural Vietnam and out of tourist areas. So we paid a little bit too much, but now we're okay with that. We needed to eat. And in the grand scheme of things, it's not a big deal. So this is something we've yet to try, and that's eating on these little tables inside where you have to sort of kneel down. I don't think I could actually do it. You sit on a little elevated platform and you sit down with your legs crossed, and I don't think it's really meant for people our age, but you do see, and this is probably something that they've grown accustomed to doing over their lives, to sit like that. For us, no way. There are regular tables and chairs in there as well if you need them. So we feel like having maybe some kind of a coffee here, so we'll stop here at this place, get a couple of coffees. Actually, Sarah just needs to use the bathroom, but normally it would be just rude to go in there and do that, so we'll get a couple of coffees. And then we'll probably have to use the bathroom again and have nowhere to go. Anyway, that's our lives.
Cold. Hot or cold?
Cold.
Too cold.
Okay, so we've ordered 2 cold something or others. We don't know. We just pointed and said, okay, okay. Told you it was all about the toilet. That's really thick milk. I think it's the really sweet condensed stuff. I don't know what this will be like. Got your ice going in. Maybe we'll sit outside and have these. Kamun, Kamun. She will pay. Okay. Okay. So how was the toilet?
Top notch.
Oh, we got something else to go with it. Kamun, Kamun, Kamun. Jesus. All right, so you order coffee and you get tea as well. Interesting.
High test coffee and also sweet.
Okay, no idea what I'm in store for with this coffee here. Give this a try. Oh, holy smokes. That is very, very potent coffee. There's a lot of bitter, but then there's also this major sweet kick to it. Good God, you wouldn't want this before bed. Whoa. Good God. Maybe, oh, and the tea is hot. Yeah, it's not like your normal coffee. It's not bad. It's just you better be prepared to get jolted out of your seat with that. Just like a green tea, warm, it's good. Probably good for your digestion. After that high test coffee, might be a good thing. Probably good with the Banh Mi. That coffee's potent, I can feel my heart racing. It's a good thing I took my blood pressure pills this morning. Anyway, Sarah's gonna go in to pay in a minute. And it's a good thing we're here because I'm gonna use the toilet as well. So hopefully it's a good one, a Western one with a good bum gun. We'll go check it out. All right, so I'm in the toilet now. The door doesn't lock. I'll have to keep it closed. But it's a Western toilet with a bum gun and paper. So the bum gun you use after number 2. Clean yourself off. Gotta be careful with that one. Could end up giving yourself an enema. So that bum gun, highly effective. It's like taking a pressure washer to your rear end. So definitely clean. Definitely clean. Just needed to dry. Even like passenger cars have like air horns on them. There's a lady the other day, she had like a truck horn, like a semi-truck horn on her scooter installed. Crazy. So Sarah, how much were those coffees?
30,000 dong each.
A couple of bucks each? Super high test, oh my god.
We seem to have come across some kind of temple, I think.
Go up the stairs and just have a look. Yeah, not sure exactly, but so walking around in Vietnam can be a bit of a chore at times because the sidewalk isn't for walking, it's for scooters. So you're forced to walk in the road. And then inevitably you get honked at for being in the road.
Which one's the visitor
Something fell off his scooter there. We'll grab that for him out of the road. So one of the nice things about Vietnam compared to Thailand and Laos is that all the writing is using the English alphabet, you know, with these various accents on certain vowels. And but it allows you to use Google Translate. You have a bit of a fighting chance to figure out what stuff means, even without the accents. You can put the Vietnamese keyboard in, but unless you're good at finding the characters, it's kind of tough. But yeah, it certainly has made translating stuff much easier for us. Here you have the puppy guest house, but the logo is actually a rabbit. Here's a neat alleyway going up to a sunny guest house. You sure as hell wouldn't want to be hauling your luggage up that. If I booked that online and found that, I would be like, yeah, I ain't going there.
Hello. So beautiful.
Thank you.
Okay.
We're so beautiful. She's probably just talking about Sarah. Couldn't be talking about me. Everyone knows I'm just, you know, a little overweight, but other than that, you know, a little bit of Tom Cruise-ish. So you can get to Sapa a couple of ways. Obviously you can come in from China, but from in Vietnam, you can come from Hanoi by train or by bus. The bus is actually quicker. There's a new highway that's been built. We came from Dien Bien Phu after coming from Laos, and it's an 8-hour bus ride from hell. In 8 hours, you go like 270 kilometers through the twisty mountains. It's just nasty. Anyway, it's kind of one of those do it once kind of things, I think. You don't want to repeat that one too often. Okay, first time I've seen this. Here's a 3-wheel scooter. Yeah, first time for that. Yeah, that's right. We're heading to the market now. This lady here is trying to keep cool by hiding under a tarp. I guess if you have no AC, that's your second best bet. Hide behind the old tarp. She's selling some kind of wreath. Gotta watch your toes coming through. What else we got here? More sticky rice, candies. God, I've never seen so many knives in my life. And this lady here is selling nothing but roots of all kind. Banh Mi cart here. More knives. Oh, some succulents here. And then you've got birds for sale for pets. Lots of birds in cages here. More birds here. All right, so Sarah's got her eye on something to buy here.
How much for what?
Okay, so while she was at the market, Sarah decided to buy some strawberries.
Probably need to eat those pretty quickly, I think. They're nice and ripe.
So strawberries, not the cheapest here. They are pretty ripe. They've probably been out in the sun for a while. Well, they're outdoors in the heat and humidity, right? All right, we're gonna take you down now to the lake that's in the middle of town. It's pretty cool. You'll like that. Everything's pretty walkable in Sapa. It is quite hilly, actually. So some things not the most easy to get to, but let's see. Oh, trying to sell us hiking and trekking. That is one of the annoying things here. It's a constant sales pitch to tourists. Here's your scooter with your scale and your veggies. Just love that kind of stuff. Okay, which way is the lake? Straight? See what we find on the way there. Oh, someone's blown a tire. No, thank you. Lost a slipper. What's that one? Massage parlor. Oh, the wind is kicking up all of a sudden here, and it's blowing dust right in my eyes.
I think that's the same one you showed me before.
Yeah, before I show you, but you know, but actually I showed you the
And I got my idea. No shopping. No shopping. No moving bag shopping.
Sarah's getting roped in,
$1. Yeah, look, all the tourists up there.
No,
somebody will buy, not
This
me.
is the other.
Ah, yeah, TikTok.
And you say you buy for me, you buy for me, you say no.
TikTok.
I remember you people, you know?
We're doing YouTube,
Yeah.
not TikTok.
Number one, finish.
Yeah, beautiful, but no.
No.
Why now?
Oh, no. You know buy, I know eat. Heard that one before. Hi. Hi. Sweet, friendly kids in Vietnam. Everybody understands when you have a camera that you're YouTubing. Let's cross the street here. So in Sapa, there is a huge bus yard. If you arrange to get a bus in and out of here, this doesn't mean that's where you're going to pick it up. This is just like one of the yards, so you can see just how touristy this place is. So it's really tourist oriented here. Without tourism, I'm not sure what they'd be doing here. Safety first. The sidewalk with the 3-foot ledge. Sarah's wearing her high quality $1 flip-flops from Thailand that have no traction on the soles anymore. The moment you go out in some rain, they're like skis on ice. You know, as you can see from here, this whole area just surrounded by just absolutely beautiful mountains. That far peak in the distance there, that's where the gondola goes. And this is one of the highest areas, like I said, in Southeast Asia. And that mountain peak there is the absolute highest point of all the countries in Southeast Asia. God, it's hot today. And being at some elevation, it's a little hard on the breathing sometimes. One thing that is rampant in Southeast Asia is RSV, respiratory viruses. I've had a couple of them, and I've got one right now that's just not going. I have all sorts of medications, and you know, it comes and goes, and it's never actually gone away. So when I get to Hanoi, maybe see a doctor, see if there's some other stuff he can recommend. this place is a little too small and we're not here long enough to be doing that. So this place is super popular with backpackers. If you're watching this and you're a backpacker, I'm just going to give you one piece of advice. Don't just assume that a hostel is going to be your best deal here. You know, I tell you what, we got our room for less money than most people are paying for a hostel. And, you know, we've got, you'll see later in the video, you'll see what the room is. Watch to the end. But we've talked to some backpackers, and they're paying more. In some cases, way more. You know, unless you are using the hostel to get that community experience and meet other backpackers, you can get a way better room for way less money at times. So do your due diligence. We use booking.com for this. You could use Agoda. You know, you could just show up, walk to some guest houses and see what they are. The cash rate was no better than our booking.com rate, so worked out okay for us. We thought that was the big temple, but it's actually a hotel. Built to look like a temple. All right, so we made it to the lake here in the center of town. They got this sort of man-made lake here. It's a river that runs through that they've kind of turned into a bit of a dammed area and created a lake here. It's quite nice. The water's not very clear at all, but makes for a scenic part in town. And then all around on the main road by the lake, there's all your restaurants with, you know, high patios. Give yourself a nice patio view, street watch, look at the lake, all sorts of fun stuff. We had dinner last night on a top floor restaurant at the main intersection in town. Man, was it ever great people watching. But yeah, the view here at the park of the lake here is just lovely.
So I think this is spring in Sapa. All of the, I think their cherry blossoms are just starting to come out. It's quite beautiful.
So if you're walking around the lake, there's actually a pathway between the lake and the bus yard. And if you go into some of the smaller streets on the other side, away from the tourist and the city center, you will find some more local restaurants, bars. Bars are not really a thing here. Like, there are some, but not many. Not too many like a Western bar. There's a couple places you can play pool if you want. But you will find prices of things considerably cheaper over here, for sure. Some guy saying hello, I thought it was to me. You do get a lot of that in Vietnam, people saying hello, hi, people giving you salutes, all sorts of crazy stuff. We have not met people as friendly as the people in Vietnam. You know, we've been invited into 3 people's houses to hang out, dinner, sit around, exchange stories, tell them who we are. And that's in all of about 11 days, 12 days. So it's pretty amazing. If you're interested in meeting locals, you just need to go hang out at a local spot, and amazing stuff happens. They'll invite you to their house. They'll even pay for you to have a meal. It's the hosting is just second to none. We didn't experience any of that in Thailand or Laos. All right, so we're gonna just head over to the other side here and just show you a little bit that's here. We've got an errand to do that is not for filming, but requires us to come over here. We'll take you up here, show you a little bit, just a couple shops maybe, and then take you back to our side, and then we'll show you our little apartment before we, or I should say guest house room, before the very end of the video. Here's your propane supply company. They got their propane bottles with the scooters designed to move them around. So in Southeast Asia, it's really unusual for a restaurant to have actually plumbed in gas. They usually hooked up to these. Can be the odd fire and the odd explosion. You never know what's gonna happen. This side would actually be a better side to stay on for a more local experience, if you ask me. But if you want to be sort of in the core, where we are is probably kind of more action, right? So you got a few different things here. This one here, I'll show you this one. Not sure if the pronunciation's right, but that is a restaurant that specializes in cooked dog. In fact, I think that's all they sell. There's nobody in there that doesn't look like they're working today. But all around here you have a bar. There's a bar across the street, Bia Saigon, Min Nan Kan. You can go get beers there, I guess. You can get, like for example, I think if you were in town, in the core, you might pay 30,000 for a really small bottle, and you can probably get like a pitcher of beer there for like 40. So you'd get like 4 for the price of 1. Anyway, we've got an errand to run here. We'll be back in a minute. Okay guys, so as promised, we're gonna give you a tour of our room. This is what you get in Sapa for $8.50 US, $12 Canadian a night, 850 euros. Show you inside. Right, so Sarah's just having a little read. We're on the 5th floor. It's not quite the top floor, but it's the highest one with an outdoor terrace. We'll just kind of show you around. It's a double room. We prefer double rooms, allow you to get better sleep. So we got 2 large beds here. As you can see, we got some washing that's put up in the window there to dry that off. They do offer laundry service here. We use that for everything but stuff that's really sort of sensitive. There's a bit of a workstation here. That's where I sit and do YouTube. And there's a little sitting area where you can have tea, coffee, that kind of stuff. That's all provided as well. And then you got a simple but effective wet bathroom. I'll show you here. And of course it comes with the obligatory thumb gun. Works really well. Got a bit of a view here out the window. And then if you come out the room here, I'll just show you there's a terrace. There's a couple of people sitting out here, but I'll give you a show. So this is what you get for the terrace here. So this is up on the 5th floor, and you get a nice view of Sapa. It's a little kind of overcast today, so you can't see everything, but from the terrace up here you have a great view. Head back inside. Alright, so I think we'll wrap this video up there. My name's Jay.
And I'm Sarah.
We're a couple of crazy Canadians. We sold our home, quit our jobs, travel the world full time. If you like what we're doing, hit the like and subscribe button down below, and we'll see you in the next travel video.